Old California Restaurant Row was once a popular destination for North County families. But the scene looks very different these days, with lots of empty storefronts as leases expire and the spaces aren't rented out.
My feeling is that the previous owners really let the place go, which is why a developer came through in the first place and saw an opportunity to tear it down and start fresh.
Erin Harper has been with Old Cal Coffee House for 12 years. She started out as a barista and worked her way to owner. Restaurant Row got sold in 2020. Her 5-year lease was supposed to be up for renewal in 2021.
There was no offer of a new lease. It kind of just rolled into month to month. So that was when we figured out that their plans weren't to really work with us or preserve us. At least, we weren't being told anything.
Then Harper found out plans were in the works to redevelop the center. Plans that don't include most of the original buildings. The new owner has teamed up with developer Lennar Homes to build a mixed-use development that includes 202 housing units and some commercial space. The businesses being displaced are now having to rethink their long-term goals. For Harper, that means relocating and rebranding.
Old California Coffee House is directly tied to Old California Restaurant Row. And without Restaurant Row, to me, the name kind of just sounds like old coffee.
She has the new name, Ascend Coffee Roasters, but she hasn't settled on a new location yet. Not too far from the coffee house, Jim Hadley owns 55 Yard Line Sports Bar.
This was going to be our retirement, run it until, real good, and then when we call it quits, sell, take our money and retire. So now that's out the window.
Hadley didn't want to show his face on camera. Hadley's lease will be month to month after February. He has about a year and a half to figure out his next steps.
It's just defeating to see this property in general go away. We've been in this town for 31 years, so we've seen it grown, and this was the epicenter of the town, and to see it just disappear, it's sad.
Hadley says he understands the town is progressing, but he doesn't think the infrastructure is set up for that growth.
San Marcos Boulevard is terrible to drive on. The 78, forget about that, and it's just getting more and more.
San Marcos Mayor Rebecca Jones recognizes the traffic concerns and the need for housing. She says she also talked with the developer about preserving history.
Yes, we need housing. However, it's important to remember that this is something that the community really cherishes as far as the quality and the history of San Marcos, because truly Restaurant Row was part of what's put San Marcos on the map.
She says the city expected changes for the site when it got rezoned for mixed-use development more than a decade ago.
Not that it would change right away, but that it would change at some point in time.
We reached out to Lennar Homes multiple times to ask about the project, especially what kind of housing is in the works, but no one from the company was available for an interview. Whatever is in those plans, Erin Harper at the Old California Coffee House says she hopes they keep some of the elements that make Restaurant Row so unique.
And I'm hoping that they'll really preserve the character and what people love about Restaurant Row, because the wood beams and the tile work, this isn't just some run-of-the-mill cookie cutter development. This place has a lot of character, and I think we need to work to preserve that, as well as the hardworking business people here.
Work is expected to start in the spring on an environmental impact report for the development. Tania Thorne, KPBS News.